Hey, Bill Vasey here. Thanks for launching this video on BUBBLWorx. This one's all about putting bubbles and bills of materials on Plant 3D orthographic drawings. So let's get over here to the Plant 3D environment. I'm going to be working with a couple lines today, but I'm focused on this one, this 1205 line. Here we're going to go ahead and use the Create Ortho view in Plant 3D. I'm going to put this on the B Vasey drawing. And here it's empty. We go into an orthographic view setting mode where we can adjust a view box, do things like add a custom section, adjust that section so it envelopes the pipe that we're going after. This pipe run is again 1205. A little final adjustment on the end here, and we'll go ahead and check our scale. Everything's going to fit on my D-size drawing, so we'll go ahead and start the placement of that front view. With the front view placed, we can use the adjacent view command to go ahead and create a top view. Just align these views. Let me scoot these out of the way. This way I can bring in an isometric view, which I'm going to use for bubbling to start with. All right, once all my views are in place, I want to go ahead and start the bubbling process. Launch the BUBBLWorx palette. Make some adjustments. I'm going to change my marker to a square, orientation of the bubbles, and click the viewport. After the bubbles drop in, we can move the bill material to the upper right hand corner. Now we can go to work on modifying the bubbles associated with this bill of material. I'm going to look at this viewport in particular, and here I see a dense concentration of bubbles around that bypass. I can go ahead and remove those bubbles from that view and just very quickly add them to another view. So at this point we have some bubble cleanup, and just using the BUBBLWorx utilities that are fundamentally AutoCAD commands, we can go ahead and do things like combine bubbles into one bubble coming off a leader. But just with a few clicks of the mouse we can move bubbles around and satisfy the orientation such that they're spaced well enough apart for accessing hyperlinks once we transition this to a PDF. Yes, in the background of all these bubbles, you may notice that there is a gray shadow. This shadow or highlight is a Socketworks hyperlink. So as soon as we get these bubbles placed, the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and publish this drawing to a PDF. Go ahead and finish up placement of the bubbles here. Just about done. I can't help myself, so I'm going to go ahead and put on some dimensions here. Just a couple overall dimensions to get that part of the layout satisfied. So with a couple center line to faces and faces to center lines, we have this pipe run annotated, bubbled, and dimensioned. So let's get a plot of this. Go ahead and plot this, and here in the PDF we can see those hyperlinks transformed. This PDF is automatically being saved to the documents directory for Socketworks. As a result, it's already loaded in. So from the Plant 3D dashboard in Socketworks, we'll go ahead to the documents page. Here we'll see that line number 1205, the BOM version of that. We'll go ahead and launch that PDF now within Socketworks. And from Socketworks, we'll be able to click on the data links or the bubbles. And each bubble will display the component that's in the Plant 3D database. We can look at the data in different views. I'll drop down here and look at the work order view, which presents a work order number. I'll go down and look at the PHMSA data. Let's say we want to capture PHMSA data, the minimum yield strength, the maximum operating pressure, the maximum allowable working pressure. All these values can be populated and saved on the Plant 3D record. So we've gone from the CAD environment to a web browser where we can modify bubble data, all because BUBBLWorx integrates with AutoCAD Plant 3D. Thanks for watching this BUBBLWorx video. Please contact us if you have any further interest or questions about this product.